Brand new models show what we can expect for tomorrow's WRAL Weather Alert Day. See when the rain will start and when storms fire up.
We're live as hundreds of NC State fans line up to meet two superstars ahead of their Final Four appearance in Phoenix.
The flowers, the mementos, and the trinkets are blossoming here at Jimmy V's gravesite in Oakwood Cemetery. Coming up, we'll tell you what one family is doing to keep the spirit of this legend alive throughout this Wolfpack run.
Right now, here at 7 o'clock, take a look at the radar. We are tracking some rain moving in tonight and the potential for some storms tomorrow. This is that system that's bringing the risk for severe weather to our entire viewing area. That threat has elevated, we can also say, in the last few hours. Thanks for joining us. I'm Dan Haggerty.
And I'm Ashley Rowe. Damaging hail, wind, even isolated tornado, all possible with these storms. Meteorologist Mike Mays is in the WRAL Severe Weather Center with the timeline. Mike.
And everything is focused in the morning, Ashley. We're talking about the severe window from 9 a.m. till about 2 o'clock. Morning showers and storms will be likely. As you mentioned, damaging winds, hail, isolated tornado can't be ruled out. And it looks like our morning commute could be quite messy. It could be slow. So give yourself a little extra time. We were upgraded earlier today to a level 2 threat for the day tomorrow. And there are those potential threats. And again, the window is from 9 till about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's been a quiet day, a warm day. 86 out at RDU, 86 in Fayetteville today. 11 o'clock tonight, it'll still be quiet with mostly cloudy skies. Overnight by 3 a.m., some rain starts to move in. 5 a.m., rain is in the area, maybe an isolated thunderstorm. And Futurecast has been very consistent over the past several hours of confining all the rain pretty much in the morning. 6 a.m. showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm. And it's really not until 9 o'clock to about 2 o'clock in the afternoon that the severe parameters increase in the atmosphere, and by that point, much of the rain may be gone from the area. There may be a little bit left around at 10 o'clock and lunchtime, but there may not be much to tap into to create the severe weather. Coming up in less than 15 minutes, I'll have a town-by-town look at Futurecast to watch how the temperatures sink tomorrow.
All right, Mike, thank you.
Let's talk basketball for a moment. The men's team getting ready to send off to Phoenix here pretty soon, but first, two star players are meeting with fans. We're talking about the DJs, DJ Horn and DJ Burns Jr. Take a look at the turnout today. This is a Raleigh Applebee's. That is the line. They had a meet and greet there today. About 500 people showed up. WRL's Aaron Thomas was there joining us live. What an amazing showing. How exciting for both of those players and all those fans that so many people showed up to wish them well tonight.
Most certainly, and listen, there's a lot of people that are still lined up outside of this Applebee's. In fact, you have folks like Emily and Anna here who got here as early as 1 o'clock to see their Wolfpack heroes. Let's actually take you to the two Wolfpack heroes of the hour. You have DJ Burns on the right side. You have DJ Horn on the left side. They're actively taking selfies as well as signing autographs on hats and other posters that a lot of people are bringing in at this point. I want you to get a look at these lines. There was a sea of red and white wrapped around this shopping center in Raleigh, with eager fans waiting to meet the DJs. We've been speaking with fans of all ages, many of them beaming with pride for the performance that both DJs and the NC State men's basketball team have shown as a whole during the ACC tournament as well as March Madness. Now, for these passionate NC State fans, coming to this meet and greet gives them a chance to tell them how much these athletes mean to NC State college basketball as a whole.
And they have brought the magic back to state. I was at Reynolds back in '83 with my grandparents, and to bring my kids here to see this is it's unbelievable, surreal.
And that NC State fan just summed it up pretty well. He talked about bringing the magic back to NC State. We're back here live. You're seeing the two men of the hour, DJ Horn, DJ Burns, signing these autographs for many of these eager fans that have been out here for hours just waiting to see their favorite two superstars. It's quite fitting that we're at an Applebee's. Keep in mind that DJ Horn it actually has an NIL deal with Applebee's. So on our late news beginning at 10 on Fox 50, we're going to be talking about the endorsements these two superstars have racked up this basketball season. Back to you.
This is just so fun. I love watching this. This is what it's all about, the community coming together, showing up to support them and the team. Aaron, thank you so much. Live for us in Raleigh. The NC State women's team is on the way to Ohio. Their next stop, the Final Four. We are there today. Our cameras Watch them as the fans sent them on their way from Reynolds Coliseum this afternoon. WRAL's Casey Hintz and Pat Welter are traveling to Phoenix. They're going to be bringing us live coverage ahead of the Final Four game starting tomorrow. NC State men taking on Purdue. That is a Saturday game. Of course, we also have Brett Neese up there in Cleveland with the Wolfpack women. They're going to face off against South Carolina on Friday. That's a 7 o'clock tip-off. WRAL is bringing you live coverage up until both Final Four games on air and on WRAL.com. Before those games, join us Thursday night. We're going to have a special edition of our 7 o'clock news here. Wolfpack Pride, why not us? We have live reports for you from our crews in Phoenix and Cleveland, plus some in-depth analysis on how this moment has the Triangle rallying around the pack.
Well, to other news now. Right now, Durham police are looking for the person responsible for shooting and killing a man in daylight today, less than a block from a middle school. Video from Sky 5 shows the scene at the Valley Terrace Apartments on Chapel Hill Road. DPD says the shooting happened just after 1 p.m. Police are still at the scene. The nearby middle school, Rogers Her, is currently out on break, so there were no students there. So far, no arrests have been made, and there is no word on what led up to this shooting. New tonight, police are releasing more information about a fatal crash in Raleigh. It happened last night on Sunnybrook Road at Bright Creek Falls Trail. Officers say 47-year-old Matthew Alexander was driving on Sunnybrook Road when he tried to make an illegal U-turn from a right turn only lane. Another car hit him. Alexander died. No charges have been filed at this time, but police are still investigating.
At this hour, Raleigh City Council members are taking a look inward and considering some big changes there. They're examining whether to add more members, to cut their terms by half, and to make the primary elections nonpartisan. There's also a question of whether their election years should be different from the mayor's, so stagger them a bit. City leaders argue the changes will help boost voter engagement and turnout.
You know, we needed to do something to increase turnout, and the only way to do that is 4-year terms.
Late on the 5th to not include those sites.
So the City Council is holding a public hearing right now. Look for any updates on this in our late news. We're going to start at 10 o'clock on Fox 50, of course, and then back here on WRAL at 11.
New buildings in downtown Durham tower over the convention center. I mean, just look at this. It's only 35,000 square feet. City leaders are considering building an entirely new one. It's projected to cost $315 million. An attached hotel could be another $225 million. Discover Durham CEO says this is part of the Destination Durham master plan.
We need to be thinking about what's the size convention center we need 20 years from now. And we all know the population in Durham is growing really rapidly.
The proposed center would need 5 acres plus another 2 for the hotel. No location has been chosen and no official vote by city leaders has been taken.
Flowers and mementos at Jimmy V's gravesite in Oakwood Cemetery. What one family is doing to keep the spirit of this legend alive during this incredible Wolfpack run. Hey, Kat.
Hey guys, it is a great time out here at the DBAP for the Durham Bulls home opener. Look at all the mini Bulls running the bases on the field. They are absolutely adorable. Wooly Bull is leading the charge. We'll have your opening week forecast and why it's looking pretty great coming up.
I'm Chris Loving in the WRAL Live Center, bringing you some breaking news out from Kentucky. These are our first images we're seeing in the Live Center here of some storm damage that was in Kentucky, Jefferson County, Kentucky. And we're seeing multiple reports of this being a possible tornado. We're still trying to confirm that, but you'll see right here clearly there's been some roofs that have been damaged there. There have been some, see if I can maybe scroll back because this is a live look at it, but this allows us to kind of scroll back and see more. Yeah, you see that house right there? It's just kind of the walls have collapsed into it, the trees that's been pulled up. That just goes to show you the heavy damage that has been caused from this tornado. So we're going to stay with this a little bit because right now it apparently just hit that area. So we're trying to see if there have been any injuries reported to see what other damage has happened. But again, this is in Jefferson County, Kentucky, and certainly that storm damage looks very, very powerful.
I know Mike Mace will keep an eye on that as well. Thank you, Chris. And NC State basketball continues their historic run. The memories of Jim Valvano and his 1983 Miracle team are flooding back for so many in Raleigh. You know, some are even showing up to his gravestone in Raleigh's Oakwood Cemetery. WRAL's Chelsea Donovan met one family who is planting a little superstitious seed before each Wolfpack game.
It's not often we find ourselves in a cemetery of all places talking about basketball, but a legend lies here. A man whose spirit still lives on in Wolfpack basketball 4 decades later. Little 3-year-old Olivia is leading the pack on the family's routine afternoon stroll.
Hi, Liv. Come on.
Come on, Liv.
She proudly displays her pot of pink petals as she and the rest of the Riedlingers walk into Raleigh's historic Oakwood Cemetery.
All right, you ready?
It's a bit of a trek.
We're going to go see Jimmy.
But one this family of 4 has been making more times than they could have ever dreamed up.
We started doing it with the ACC tournament final.
The Riedlingers, also NC State grads, have made this superstitious flower walk a half a dozen times or so in the past week. They're coming before each time the Wolfpack men's basketball team hits the hardwoods.
To have a run like this for ourselves with this group of special players is pretty awesome. Do you like leaving the flowers for Jimmy V?
Finally, little Olivia can set down her tiny token of remembrance, one flanked by a blossoming memorial. She stares and waves at a man both she and her parents have never met, but one whose spirit is living on in her city, her world, her backyard.
It turned into a superstition.
Jimmy V was someone who helped to really start the magic for us, and just coming back to pay respects to maybe have a little more magic on this run, I think.
It's easy to see all the Wolfpack red popping out against Jimmy Valvano's dark gravestone, one that with each Wolfpack win brings something new. A bag of chips, a beer, basketballs, styrofoam fingers. Ben even documenting the ever-growing remembrance himself on his Twitter page.
And it's cool to see, just like we said earlier, it's the number of flowers and people that have come grow throughout this entire run. I just can't wait to see what it looks like by Saturday.
A never-give-up coach who, with the 1983 Cardiac Pack, coined the phrase survive and advance. And perhaps he too is looking down, spreading his own magic to a team following his legendary lead. Go Pack! Chelsea Donovan, WRAL News, Raleigh.
Oh, that's so great. Hey, a popular street on NC State's campus got a makeover. Take a look at this. Fans have renamed Horn Street DJ Horn Street. We saw DJ Horn just a little while ago. This is from the intersection with Hillsborough Street. In the team's Elite 8 battle against Duke, Horn scored an impressive 29 points.
He's 2 wins away from having that permanent sign there, I think. So it's warm enough outside to start thinking about pool season already. Starting today, Wake County inspectors making sure that the pools are going to be safe for summer. The county has to inspect a lot of them, 1,393 public pools to be exact, before they're allowed to open up. And that includes pools at gyms and apartment complexes, neighborhoods, all of that sort of thing. They're looking for safety hazards. They're going to be checking water quality as well, and emergency devices. The inspectors will also do periodic checks throughout the next few months.
We here at Wake County do hire non-pool technicians during the summer to spot check these swimming pools once they're open and operating periodically throughout the entire summer.
She says most pools pass inspection the very first time around. Only about 1 in 5 have to be re-inspected.
It is early in the spring, but you may already be noticing bites from one of the world's most hated insects. Researchers say mosquito season is expanding. Compared to the 1970s, the Raleigh area is getting about an additional month with conditions ripe for mosquito activity. That's according to Climate Central. NC State researchers say a warming climate, land development, and invasive species are making the season longer and increasing the risk of mosquito-borne diseases.
Even just the increase of global temperature makes that season longer. It makes more mosquito species, probably the more tropical mosquito species, able to persist in a place like Raleigh. And it's really just about moving that risk needle up a little bit until we have an outbreak of disease.
So what can you do about it? Well, health officials are encouraging you to empty items outside your home that can collect water where mosquitoes can breed. That can include flower pots, pet bowls, and bird baths.
Hey, let's take a live look outside. Here's the DBAP. We got the Bulls on the mound, fans filling the stands. This is the home opener tonight, and it is a scorcher out there. WRAL's Kat Campbell has been covering things for us live. She's been out there keeping us up to date on all the fun that fans have been having as we get another season started out there in Durham, Kat.
The good news, Dan, is we are in the shade finally after a pretty hot afternoon, but mid-80s dry weather for the home opener here at the Bulls. I don't think anybody's complaining. We've got Gideon and Jackson here. Are you guys enjoying game day weather?
Yes, I am.
Absolutely. Okay, we've been practicing the Bull sign. Can you do it for me? All right, good job, good job. You having fun out here. It's been a great game so far. We've had a lot of fun games in between the innings. Let's talk about the forecast. I want to talk about the next couple of days because I know with tomorrow's rain and storm threat, there are some concerns that people have about the game. The good news is it is looking like the storm threat will be over long before the 6:35 first pitch tomorrow. Great news there. It is going to be a little cooler, 70 degrees, and then as we get toward the end of the week, it's going to be even cooler. You know, out here tonight, people are fine in shorts and T-shirts, but by the end of the week, you're going to want to grab those Bull sweatshirts once again, as temperatures will be dipping back into the 50s for the game day forecast. All around, though, we've got a great night ahead of us here at the Durham Bulls home opener. We're having a really nice evening. You just can't ask for better weather than this. Ripken the Bat Dog is out here tonight. He's definitely been a hit. And Mike Mays is standing by with a closer look at tomorrow's rain and storm timeline and why we're not likely to see any big issues out here tomorrow night at the Bulls. Mike?
Yeah, Kat, I think everything's going to be focused in the morning, later in the afternoon, and especially in the evening when the Bulls take the field with the jumbo trip tomorrow evening. I think all the rain is going to be gone and temperatures will be cooling down. So this is really the only game against the jumbo shrimp over the next several days that will be warm. Now, tomorrow morning, we're looking at rain. This is what the model suggests, in-house futurecast, nearly 3/10. The NAM model going whole hog with about 8/10, enough to wash away some of the pollen. We didn't get a pollen count report today because there was an error in the collection of the data, so there was no report. Was interested to see if we would come close to the 5,000 plus report we had yesterday, but I had less pollen on my car this morning, so at least the pine pollen in my neighborhood seems to be backing off. Have you come to the WRAL Gardens yet? The colors are really starting to take off. 86 was the high out at RDU. It's 83 right now, so it'll be a warm visit if you come down within the next hour. Not looking all that bad or feeling that bad. It was 86 in Fayetteville. It's 80 now. 76 in South Hill. 79 in Roxborough. And hour by hour as we head into the evening, it'll be a warm dog walk, a dry one this evening. 9 o'clock, 74. By 11 o'clock, 73. And when you wake up tomorrow morning to walk the dogs, it will be wet. We have showers and possible thunderstorms. 65 is the forecast low. And hour by hour, a 20% chance for some rain by 1 and 2 a.m. It's really toward daybreak that those showers and possible thunderstorms move into the area with about an 80% chance. So here's Futurecast. This is the latest run. I'll have a brand new run coming up tonight at 11 on WRAL. And we see some rain already advancing into the area at 5 a.m. But the storm energy to produce severe weather is not here yet. Per what I'm seeing on the models, it really doesn't start to advance into the area till 9, 10, 11 o'clock. So when we're looking at the most widespread rain, we just don't really have the energy from what I'm seeing in the models right now to produce any severe weather. So we get to 9 o'clock, some showers and maybe a thunderstorm off to the east. Temperatures are running in the 60s. By 10 o'clock, maybe some of these storms tapping in on that energy. We'll still watch from 9 a.m. till about 2 p.m. for the potential for a strong to severe storm, damaging winds, hail, maybe an isolated tornado. By lunchtime, there are a few isolated cells. And then by 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, the activities in our eastern counties. And at this point, storm energy has really dropped off, so really no threat of severe weather after 2 o'clock here in the Triangle and Sandhills. Tomorrow afternoon at 5 o'clock, still a southwest wind. The air is drying out. Temperatures will be in the 60s and 70s, so cooler than what we had today. Lows tonight will be in the 60s. It'll be warm and it will be humid, and toward daybreak could hear the rumble of thunder. And for the morning commute, it looks like it could be quite wet, so just give yourself a little extra time. Afternoon and evening commute, no problems. Tomorrow's highs in the mid and upper 70s. And then after that, the front moves on by, cooler weather. If you're heading to the Durham Bulls games Thursday, Friday, and into the weekend, the weather looks good. Highs in the 60s, lows in the 30s and 40s. The Dreamville Festival at Dix Park, 62 on Saturday, 66 on Sunday. Dreamy weather for that, and we're warming up again next week.
That's going to be real comfortable. Mike, thank you.
Still ahead, new art on display in J. Cole's hometown. Just in time for Dreamville this weekend, where you can check the mural out for yourself. Let's take a live look at an NC State meet and greet underway right now. You know who that is. DJ Burns, the guy right beside him, DJ Horn, the two DJs, the star players meeting with fans at a Raleigh Applebee's. Go Wolfpack. About 500 fans have been showing up. And these guys, you know, I mean, we know that they have endurance on the court. They have a lot of endurance off the court. It takes a lot of energy out of you to meet everyone, but obviously they love it.
They're familiar faces nowadays, aren't they, after this season?
Oh, I think they're household names after this.
This is fun.
Absolutely. We are just days away from J. Cole's Dreamville Festival in Raleigh.
We do have everything you need to know about this weekend. Organizers say this year you can expect more than 50 food options, along with some better sound and better lighting. So they're upping the equipment there a bit. The city also announced today that last year's festival had a direct impact of more than $145 million in the county. They're expecting that number to keep increasing. The one business manager we talked to says that they're anticipating a rush of people this weekend.
With the Dreamville Festival, I mean, we get lots of folks from like out of state, you know, sometimes like from across the country, and so and being so close to Dick's, you know, over here, we'll get a lot of overflow from like the restaurants up Hillsborough Street and downtown.
Another big topic dealing with when you have this many people who need to get around is transportation. The spokesperson says that they're expanding the shuttle service by 25%. They're going to be working with Uber and Lyft too, with hopes of meeting the demand each night as that festival wraps up. So just in time for the big festival, a new mural featuring J. Cole is on display in his hometown of Fayetteville.
I don't know anyone who's more excited about this than you, Dan. It's downtown at Green and Person Streets. It incorporates images representing major markers of the city, like the 82nd Airborne. Artist Efren Andalus is behind the mural, and he said that creating this piece was special.
I am excited about this piece. I find murals fascinating. How do they?
Look
They're
at
so
the talent
huge,
there.
and the detail is
I
so
know.
good.
I know.
Just to have the skill to be able to do something like that.
And on that scale.
I know, it looks really good.
Thanks for making WRAL your choice for local news.
Our next newscast is at 10 o'clock on Fox 50 and 11 back here on WRAL. We'll see you then. Have a great night.
Keep watching WRAL News over the air Channel 34 and Spectrum Channel 1257.